Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for November 27, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, man who smashed a homeless man's skull cries foul. A man who pleaded guilty to smashing a homeless man's skull has complained to the court that he is being denied food and medical care despite several requests. The man, Rashawn Bulgin, made the declaration during an appearance before presiding High Court Justice Bertram Morrison in the St. James Circuit Court on Friday. Me feel sick and I want to go a doctor, but every time I ask to go a doctor, it's like them choose who to take to doctor. Every day are the same thing. Not even food may I get to eat. It's pure foolishness, Bulgin told the court, but his accusation was swiftly refuted by the court officer. I am going to see if I can get you a doctor. I am going to deal with it for you, Justice Morrison responded. Bulgin, who pleaded guilty on October 11 to the murder of Matthew Letman, is to have his sentencing hearing on December 1. The hearing was initially set for October 11 and 12, but his attorney Albert Morgan was absent on both occasions due to illness. Morgan was again absent on Friday, resulting in the new December 1 date. On March 7 this year, Letman's body was found along Jimmy Cliff Boulevard in Montego Bay with several wounds. A subsequent post-mortem found that his skull had been crushed, likely by a heavy stone. According to the police, within 24 hours of the discovery of the body, Bulgin was identified as a person of interest. He was arrested and subsequently charged following a police operation in Montego Bay on March 9. The police subsequently stated that Bulgin's arrest and the charge were made possible by digital and forensic evidence secured by detectives during their investigations. Bulgin's arrest took place months before a series of killings of other homeless people across Montego Bay between July 28 and August 20. Ronaldo Ricketts, the man who is charged before the St. James Parish Court with 4 counts of murder in relation to these incidents, is to have his matters mentioned on December 5. During September's sitting of the St. James Municipal Corporation, calls were made for the parish's facilities for the homeless to be expanded in order to prevent attacks on these persons. DJ and a brother killed in downtown Kingston in suspected gang conflict. The police are theorizing that gang violence may have been a motive behind the shooting deaths of an upcoming DJ and his brother on Beckford Street in downtown Kingston on Sunday morning. The deceased entertainer is Christopher Palmer, popularly known by his stage name Venom, a resident of Orange Street in Kingston. His deceased brother is 42-year-old Kirk Palmer, alias Chucky, a higgler from Chancery Lane, Kingston. A security guard was shot and injured during the incident. Reports are that shortly after 1 a.m., the brothers were at an area on Beckford Street when they were approached by a group of heavily armed men who opened a gunfire at them before escaping. The brothers were found suffering from gunshot wounds and were transported to the hospital, where they were both pronounced dead. The injured security guard turned up at hospital after he reportedly said he heard the gunshots and ran, but later realized he was shot. His injuries are reportedly not life-threatening. The police believe the shooting was a possible continuation of an armed conflict between the Chancery Lane gang and the Spanglers gang in the area, which stemmed from the November 13, 2023 murder of a man. That individual was reportedly linked to the Spanglers gang, and his murder was believed to have been carried out by men attached to the Chancery Lane gang, police sources have indicated. Since then, several reprisal efforts have taken place. American man's bail extended, re-wife's murder in St. Elizabeth. A December 13 mentioned date has been set for a United States citizen who is charged with the alleged murder of his estranged wife in Seaview District in St. Elizabeth 4 years ago. Henry Toppin, a 57-year-old analyst of a Florida address in the USA, appeared in the St. Elizabeth Circuit Court last week. He is charged with the February 15, 2019 murder of 49-year-old Moylene Williams Toppin at her home in Seaview District in the Breadbasket Parish. When the case was mentioned in court, prosecutors requested 2 weeks to allow the police's cybercrime unit to provide an additional statement that remains outstanding. Toppin's attorney advised the presiding High Court judge, Justice Vaughn Smith, that his client is eager to have the matter resolved. On that score, the American, according to his attorney, is willing to have the trial proceed either before a jury or a judge alone. Toppin had his bail subsequently extended until next month. The allegations are that about 6:45 a.m. on February 15, 2019, Williams Toppin was leaving her home in her motor vehicle when she was shot by her husband, who fled the scene after the shooting. She was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. 5 days later, her husband was arrested and formally charged with murder. Bail extended for in-sports fraud accused. Prosecutors have disclosed that they intend to rely on the evidence of some 50 witnesses during an estimated 3-month-long trial relative to the $222 million fraud scheme that was allegedly committed at the Institute of Sports. A trial date is expected to be set when the 6 accused persons, including popular party promoter Andrew Wright, popularly known as Andrew French, who were all charged in relation to the alleged fraud racket, returned to the home circuit court in downtown Kingston on January 18. The developments occurred when the case was mentioned in court on Thursday. Wright and his 5 co-accused Rudolph Barnes, O'Neill Hope, Janique Mills, Andrea Picton, and Shereen Ferguson all had their bails extended until January. The 6 accused are said to have been part of a team of present and former employees of InSports who allegedly wrote, signed, and encashed fraudulent checks for payees who were neither employees nor contracted workers of the government agency. The alleged fraudulent activities reportedly occurred between 2011 and 2017, the police said. The suspected fraud and other irregularities were detected by InSports in 2017 during an examination of the agency's financial records. The matter was then reported to the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency, triggering an investigation. Wright, who was employed as the financial controller at the agency at the time of the alleged fraud, was among the first set of accused to be charged relative to the case, along with Hope and Barnes. They were charged with various offenses, including conspiracy to defraud, acquisition, use and possession of criminal property, engaging in transactions involving criminal property, and larceny as a servant. Mocha subsequently arrested and charged Janique Mills and Andrea Picton, the latter being a current employee at InSports, with a conspiracy to defraud. Mills is facing an additional charge of forgery. Motorist stoned on highway. Stone throwers have reportedly been hurling missiles at vehicles traversing the north-south highway, apparently with the intention of forcing them to stop so that they can be subjected to attacks. A motorist uploaded a video of damaged motor vehicles on social media on the weekend and warned the persons to be careful in traversing the roadway. Head of the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, Assistant Commissioner of Police Gary McKenzie, said he has seen the video. I haven't gotten a report personally, but I have seen videos where windscreens of vehicles have been damaged, and based on the voiceover on the video, stones are being thrown from a section of the north-south highway in the vicinity of Linstead, McKenzie said. He told the news that investigations are underway to verify the occurrences and to implement preventive measures if needed. We are doing investigations, and our intelligence apparatus is trying to ascertain who, when, and what time these things are happening, he said. McKenzie noted that stone-throwing incidents have been reported on other highways in the past, but said it is the first time that it appears to be taking place at this location. He has urged all motorists to remain vigilant, emphasizing the importance of not stopping to inspect potential damage to their vehicles. Furthermore, he encouraged the individuals to promptly report any such incidents.